An evil Scottish mother who killed her 3-month-old baby daughter with a hairdryer has been jailed for 6 years. 28-year-old Courtney Gartshore blasted tragic Dahlia-Rose to death with hot air after a night of partying in September 2023. Gartshore, who appeared via video link at the High Court in Edinburgh, wiped away the tears as she was handed her sentence.
Before the police and paramedics arrived, the accused removed Dahlia-Rose's body from the bedroom, took her out onto the balcony of the flat, and did so even though she must have known that she was dead. She then denied to others that she had any knowledge of how Dahlia-Rose had died, how she came to be burnt, or of using the hairdryer that morning. In my view, this is simply not credible. It points towards an attempt by the accused to cover up or conceal her involvement in the death. Fourth, notwithstanding the unanimous verdict of the jury, it is apparent that the accused still does not yet fully accept her guilt. I therefore do not accept that she has yet expressed genuine remorse for what she has done. On the other hand, the following factors can be identified in mitigation. First, most obviously, the accused has no other convictions previously or since. Second, the accused was a young, single mother with a history of poor mental health, came off her medication during pregnancy, who had limited support, and also had caring responsibilities for her older child. Since the death of Dahlia-Rose, the accused has attempted suicide. None of this provides an excuse for her conduct, but it would be wrong not to recognise it as mitigating for the purposes of sentence. Weighing all these factors as best I can, the sentence of the court will be one of 6 years imprisonment.
The helpless 13-week-old died in her mum's bed in the family home in Peterhead in Aberdeenshire after sustaining injuries so horrific that a paramedic thought her tiny body was decomposing. Gartshore was found guilty of culpable homicide after a trial at the High Court in Aberdeen last month. Gartshore's defence lawyer, Murray McCara, called it a truly tragic and distressing case. Since she was taken into custody, Mr McCara said that Gartshore has spent approximately 23 hours a day in her cell, which he said is to ensure her own safety and protection. He said Gartshore has a history of childhood trauma, mental health problems, overdoses and self-harm, but argued that she had provided appropriate care to her baby up until the night of her death. Gartshore maintained that she has no recollection of using the hairdryer on her baby. Mr McCara said he could not provide a reasonable or compelling explanation for why Gartshore used the hairdryer on her baby, but he speculated that it was culpably and recklessly used as a source of heat.
At some point between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. the following morning, the accused caused Dahlia-Rose to be subjected to significant and sustained heat from a hairdryer, which was later found plugged into the wall beside the accused's bed. Exactly why, when or how this happened is unknown. The accused has not disclosed what happened either at the trial or to the criminal justice social worker. But in any event, her actions in causing Dahlia-Rose to be subjected to heat from the hairdryer resulted in burns to around 18% of her whole body surface, and in particular to her head, face, neck, upper body and right arm. These burns were severe and disfiguring, but the weight of expert evidence was that in themselves they were survivable. The Crown's expert's position was that the likely cause of Dahlia-Rose's death was hypothermia and heat stroke rather than the burns.
Vile Gartshore spent nearly 3 hours claiming she did nothing wrong, even lying to relatives that the top was a victim of sudden infant death syndrome. But jurors saw through her lies and took just an hour to nail her for the killing. We told how pals believe she was trying to warm up the frozen child with a hairdryer after carrying her about on a cold night until 4 a.m. as she boozed and tried to score drugs. The court heard how Gartshore downed the booze from Aldi with friends in September 2023 before catching a taxi home following a tiff with one of them. A neighbour claimed the monster mum had been taking a drug known as MCAT or methadone and was trying to get her hands on more. However, allegations that Gartshore had MCAT and coke in her possession were later dropped. It was claimed CCTV footage showed the mum getting home with the youngster at 4 a.m. At around 9:40 a.m, Gartshore dialed 999 and claimed that she had just woken up to find her baby dead. During the chilling phone call, she made no mention of turning a hairdryer on the child. She was originally charged with neglecting Dahlia-Rose and another child, but was cleared. After the verdict, defence solicitor Murray McCara pleaded with Judge Simon Collins not to lock her up because of mental health issues. We told previously how wicked Gartshore took to the stage on a boozy night out to perform a karaoke song dedicated to little Dahlia-Rose. She told revellers her performance of Shallow by Lady Gaga was in memory of the tragic infant during a holiday in Turkey after jetting out to party with her mum while on bail. Gartshore's mother Leanne disowned her after the conviction. In an angry social media post, she wrote, "To my daughter, however long you get won't be long enough, and I will never speak to you again as long as I have breath in my body." Leanne added, "I defended a down-and-out liar and an effing good actress." Following her conviction, Detective Inspector James Callender said, "The death of any child is harrowing, but a child's death at the hands of a parent is incredibly disturbing. Everyone involved in this investigation was deeply affected by the circumstances, but our job is to uncover the truth and ensure that the person responsible is brought to justice."